Yeah. You know what? I've been looking forward to this one. This will be my... What are we on now? 35th attempt at No Break Minecraft Hardcore? Yeah. Yep. The last world was attempt 34. The overwhelming majority of my attempts at this are never going to actually show up on the channel. I'm just, doing them, recording them, and if it doesn't work, I get rid of them. Rinse and repeat. Also, air conditioner is staying on during today's recording, so that's just going to be a passive noise in the background that everyone's going to have to deal with. Normally, I don't keep it on when I record, but this is just a fun, casual thing to fill up a few empty hours of my evening, so going to be nice and casual, and that means I'm going to be very comfy. It is time to make the sound to summon the stream. Whoa, 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 whoa. Melt in the Inferno of California. I am not in California. And today's actually been rather cooler. Alright, so this was attempt 34. It failed. Let's hop right into this with attempt 35. Attempt 34, I failed because I broke grass opening a door in a village. So, I am going to explain the rules very simply. This is Minecraft Hardcore No Breaking Challenge. Blocks, can't break them. Flowers, can't break them. These leaves on the ground, can't break them. This grass, can't break them. I can kill enemies, and assuming I ever make it to the end, I can break end crystals, assuming that I don't find some other way to defeat the Ender Dragon that doesn't involve breaking anything, which I don't know if that's even possible. The moving of liquids is fine. If I accidentally set something on fire and it gets destroyed, that is also a failure. I can use creepers to destroy blocks. That is fine. And that basically covers the rules. So, following those rules, my goal is to defeat Minecraft to beat the Ender Dragon without dying. And I have failed 35 times. So, this being a new world, and every time I start a new world, the first thing I have to do is find structures. So we are looking for villages, we are looking for pillager outposts, we are looking for ruined portals. I think I see a structure over there. And we are looking for sunken ships. Because those are the only sources of loot for me. Now, to be fair, you can get really, really good stuff that way. Quill, find a fox. No. I'm making no effort to prioritize that, and I don't believe any show up in these dark oak biomes anyway. I think that has to be a spruce biome. If I find a good spruce biome, I can walk through and see if a fox makes itself available, but we're probably not going to be able to interact with it. Killing it doesn't give me any drops, and I most likely will not have any berries that I could feed it with. So, I can kill mobs. I can kill mobs just fine, so that's fine. Use double team, confuse ray, bright powder, crowbat. No. Okay, I see a little bit of... Is that acacia wood? So, if there's acacia, then we should be on the edge of a savanna. Typically, wide open, flat biomes are the easiest to deal with for this. They spawn a lot of villages, it's easy to see the villages, and they're fairly easy to traverse. But first priority is really to get out of these forests. Even if there's structures I could find in the forests, it's going to be a real pain to see them, just because my line of sight is so limited. Oh, ruined portal. Okay, I have found my first structure of the day. So, ruined portal isn't going to provide me any food, but it has a high likelihood of providing me, like a dirt pillar over there, a high likelihood of providing me some leaves on the ground. Minecraft feels like it was modded. I'm not fully used to them yet, either. Although I have to admit, having run through over 35 worlds in the past week, I am definitely more used to them than I was before I started this. So, there's a high chance here of gold gear, weapons, armor, tools, flint and steel, lodestones. If I'm lucky, some obsidian. This is actually an ideal... This is an absolutely ideal nether portal. Unfortunately, it would appear... This is one of those very rare ruined portals where the chest that every ruined portal spawns with is inaccessible. And that really sucks. But my god, this is a good portal. There's no crying obsidian. It would take... what, like... I think 4 blocks of obsidian. It would take 4 blocks of obsidian in order to turn that into an operational portal. But first priority, villages. Because villages have food. And I really... need some food to start with. That sucked. Every once in a while you come across a portal like this that is absolutely ideal for this kind of challenge, since it takes so little to get it activated. Unfortunately, you almost always run across them when you do not have what you need. If I had a lodestone... Yeah, I can kill mobs just fine. You have to be able to kill mobs in order to get blaze rods anyway. So there's no way to eliminate that as far as I'm aware. We got a nice flat area... Pillager Outpost. Okay, okay. That's actually huge. Believe it or not, Pillager Outposts are one of the only methods I have under this rule set to actually get wooden logs. Pillager Outpost chests usually contain dark oak logs. You just walked next to a pit. Yes, I know. My food is not low enough right now that I'm going to bother just punching things to death. Especially not when, as soon as I get to my first village, I will have iron. Although... we're basically going to have to run in and out. Normally it's not too difficult to get in and out of these things without taking any damage. Okay, door is over here. Let's go. Whatever is in this chest up here, the thing I want most are wooden logs. I need wooden logs. Oh my god, that is so good. That's carrots, that's string, that's a tripwire hook. That's enough to potentially make a, Okay, yeah, we're good. Let's run. That is so damn good. That is so damn good. That is so much wood. Okay, next thing. We're going to make shears. Whoa, nope, nope. I thought I'd run far enough. Are you a W sprinter or a control sprinter? I'm a control sprinter. Oh my god, he's still chasing me. No! No, not snow! Wait. Village! 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 I can get there. I can get there before mobs become too much of a problem. That is perfect. Snow villages are some of the least impressive for providing stuff that helps with this challenge. Oh. Oh. Okay, that is polar bear with cub. So if I get close to that, polar bear is going to chase me, and chase me very far. Okay. Also, these snow layers, I can't break those either, which makes this really problematic. Okay, we've got 3 pieces of armor, 3 emeralds, and bread. More importantly, though, I got 8 dark oak logs. That is so damn good. Getting like a decent supply of wood is always really helpful for this challenge. But it's also difficult. We're going to get some more... we're going to get some more iron while we're here. For sure. That's literally a guarantee. Oh, crap! It's right next to a sunken ship! A surface-level sunken ship. Oh, that's perfect. Hello, Aubrey! Actually, yes, we do already have everything we would need to make a crossbow. Okay, looks like the one accessible chest... This could be difficult. Okay. There we go. Ooh, wheat, wheat, wheat! Wheat is big. Okay. That means that I will be able to corral and even breed sheep. Sheep are massively important in this challenge. Crossbow is the best weapon in Minecraft. Changed my mind. Why would I change your mind? You can shoot 3 rockets at a time. You could use them as cluster rocket launchers. That's just awesome. Snow block, snowballs, coal. Okay, that's good for fuel. No, breaking tools does not count as a failure. Alright, and now the fun part. Come on. Come on. I need iron. I need iron for weapons. I need iron for armor. The most consistently reliable way to obtain iron is to kill the golem in every town I go to. Tools and armor breaking does not count as a failure to me because there is no way to place them on the ground. And moving liquids doesn't count as a failure to me because I don't hate myself. And if you want cake, in order to get cake, you have to damage a cake block. So, cake is out. Unless I find it in a chest. Which I won't. Okay. Perfect. Let's get our crafting table. Let's get a few sticks. Here we go. This is a nice safe spot. Alright, there is a crossbow. Here's a boat. Here is a shield. Here is an iron sword. And that still leaves us with 15 planks. So, this is actually a really good start. This is one of my better starts overall. Having a shield available by first village is really good. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Another thing I really, really want to hope to find is flint. And I want to find flint, hopefully at a ruined portal somewhere. And that is because 2 flint and 4 planks is able to make I don't trust this one. Far too many times I have failed these challenges by entering a house I can't see into and breaking like a piece of grass behind a door. I do not trust that snow house to not have snow behind there. Yeah, there's a horse, but I don't have a saddle. Okay, that's probably all I can do here. But, yeah, with 2 flint and 4 planks, you can make a fletching table. And fletching tables turn villagers into fletchers, and sometimes the fletchers on their first tier of trades will sell you 16 arrows for 1 emerald. That is basically how I'm going to secure a supply of arrows. I could not even tell you the last time I actually saw a tree shaped like that in Minecraft. Get a saddle, go to a mine shaft. I don't have torches, meaning that I cannot easily secure myself a way out. In general, unless I have to go underground, or unless I'm in a Badlands and there's, like, surface-level mine shafts I can easily look into, I'm doing everything I can to not go underground. It is simply too easy to get turned around, and it is too easy for things to spawn where you can't escape them. We're doing pretty good so far. Seriously, that is like the perfect tree. Alright. Look at that. Look at the shape of it. My God, what a perfect tree that is. That is like the perfect Minecraft oak tree. How many villages have you raided so far? One. One village. Although, to be fair, one village and one pillager outpost. But I think I've done really damn good for one village and one pillager outpost. As indicated by my war cry. A lot of carrots for one village. Most of the carrots actually came from the pillager outpost. Along with 8 blocks of dark oak logs. Which was, like, absolutely the most important and most wonderful thing I found there. Need to lumb it down? Do you mean turn it down? Like the volume? Otherwise, I don't know what you meant there. Cut down the tree. I can't. Since I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to use a boat, we are going to see where the boat can take us. This is definitely structure. Is this a sunken ship? Or is this just ocean ruins? Okay, it's a sunken ship. Alright, first things first, let's scout it. Okay, one chest. Go. And escape. Okay. Not bad. What are we up to now? 5 emeralds, 5 gold, 13 iron ingots. That's pretty good. Of course I stole stuff from the pillagers. It is always morally acceptable to steal things from pillagers. Ocean ruins. I counted 5 drowned there on quick count. Not gonna risk it. I'm doing pretty good so far. More ocean ruin. It is night, so there might be fewer mobs here. Wheat. Boom, and that. Okay. Alright, I got a weapon. And you're wising over there, so I need to go west. Let's see if it's viable. to, Okay, okay. Okay, the treasure is actually buried on land. So it may actually be viable to get this. I have never successfully managed to have a treasure which was in a spot where I could actually get a creeper to it. So let's see if I can't pull that off for once. Okay. We also got a few more blocks. Blocks are always good. Alright, other creeper. I spotted you before. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I want you in this hole. Alright, good. Come on. There you go. Nice. Okay, we found the chest and blew it up. That is officially the first time I have actually managed to get the contents of a buried chest. So let's get back out to sea, and then let's take a look at my inventory, see if we can't find what we got. We can toss away that map. Okay, a potion of water breathing, a heart of the sea, TNT, prismarine crystals, peony we don't need, but we're going to keep. Heart of the Sea is never going to be usable for me. Snowballs we're really not going to need. We are up to 28 iron ingots, so next time we're on land, I can actually get a full set of iron armor, as well as a couple of buckets. So with 2 buckets, full iron armor, I'm pretty close to ready to going to the Nether. The main thing I need right now is basically a bunch more solid blocks. And the way I tend to get those when, on this challenge is by shearing sheep, since it is a reproducible way of generating a lot of stuff. Okay, here is a ruined portal. Please have a piece of gold armor. Okay, it actually did have a piece of... Whoa, 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 whoa. Damn bubble columns. Okay. So, I actually do have a piece of gold. I don't have any flint. So I don't yet have a way to actually activate a nether portal. But I do have 47 sand, so I can actually build a nether portal without having to rely on... Say, don't break tree. Nope, no breaking trees. No breaking trees, no breaking grass. A wide open plains like this is absolutely ideal for finding sheep. Then how do you have a sword? I crafted one. I went to a village, I killed an iron golem, and I combined that with sticks I made from dark oak logs I stole from a pillager outpost in order to create an iron sword. Everything I have is the result of being found in naturally spawned chests throughout the world. This looks like a nice area. It also means that once I abandon this boat, I can't just pick it up and take it with me. Because that would be breaking a block. Well, not really a block, but I would have to break something. Pillager outposts don't have logs. They do. Pillager outpost chests consistently hold dark oak logs. In fact, that's like the #1 most important thing I get from Pillager outposts. There we go. Okay, we found our way back to a town. It is a snowy town again. I never found one. They're not something people tend to go out of their way trying to find, so... Doesn't surprise me. Until I tried this challenge, I was extremely ignorant of most of the things you could find in villager chests. I simply never had a reason to give it much mind before. Is this the exact same damn village? This is the exact same damn village. Okay. Okay. I went in a circle. That's real great. Whatever. You know what? I am okay with having gone in a giant circle because it means I'm back at my original crafting table. Which means that I don't have to waste any more wood making another crafting table. So the carrots you got from a village. You can find carrots in villages, but these carrots actually also came from that pillager outpost. Alright, we're going to throw away all of the leather. That still leaves me able to make some extra iron bars. Enough iron bars for 2 buckets. Me not good at English. It's fine. You don't have to be. As long as I can just give you a little bit of entertainment, something to just pass your day and give it a little joy, that's plenty. I could, with 2 buckets, potentially go back to that ruined portal I found. Oh, come on. Okay, being in a chest makes skeletons immune. That is interesting. Being in a bucket makes a skeleton immune to being set on fire. I did not know that. I actually don't know what that weird noise was. That was strange. I think it was the skeleton repeatedly trying to catch on fire, and then the game immediately putting it out because he was in contact with water, technically through the boat. I could be completely wrong, but that is my wild guess for what that sound was. I got some great tea tonight. I do enjoy my tea. I'm gonna have a cup of nice hot Earl Grey later to relax. Okay, so last time I went in a circle. So this time we are not going to go in a circle, because I am just going to go straight ahead. And then when I hit land, I will make a 90-degree turn to the left and head that way. Or it's possible that this whole area is just an inland sea, and I completely circumnavigated it. That is possible. Ooh, look at that! Oh, that is a beautiful ravine in the ocean. Absolutely beautiful. Naturally broken sea core. Yeah, kelp, why not? Alright, don't get distracted. Just keep going ahead unless I see a point of interest. Again, we are looking for... Honestly, at this point, we're basically just looking for ruined portals. I have virtually everything I need, except for a nether portal and a way to ignite a nether portal. The only way I know of that I have to light a nether portal this, I am 95% sure that this is the nether portal I found earlier. I am almost completely sure of it. But just in case I am wrong, I should check. Okay. It was the one I found earlier. That's fine. We got spruce over here. Spruce villages are actually some of the absolute best in the game. I think spruce is like the only type of village that can actually give you like wooden logs and chests. Because God knows, I have been to dozens of plains villages, taiga villages, desert villages, and none of them have wood in their chests, ever. But I know I've found some in a few spruce villages. And obviously, if I do find any villages, I will stop in and see. How do we find the Hatsune Miku? Okay. So I can actually explain how to find the Hatsune Miku. So it's actually really vague, but basically you go to the terrarium, and there is a spot on the coastal biome in one of the smaller plateaus, sort of in like the southwestern part of the coastal biome, where you will actually be able to see the ground being disturbed by wind, like there's like some rustling leaves and whatnot. So what you do is you go to that spot, and you'll actually start to hear like a musical cue. And at that point, you pull out your camera, and you want to set it to the sepia filter, and then you want to take a picture of the spot where the wind is blowing. And then once you're out of the camera, you will be able to see and encounter and capture Meloetta. And that is how you find Hatsune Miku, because Meloetta is Hatsune Miku. Do not dare come into my chat and try to defy me with nerdy questions. But I am truly a master nerd, and my ability to express my nerdy knowledge to fit any possible query is without match. Possibly I am also a deeply deranged individual. What is that? That's another sea run. How do I buff Flygon in my hobby hack? If it's your hobby hack, that is entirely your responsibility to figure out. Okay, any sign... Okay, even if there's a chest, it'll be too hard to reach it from there. As long as we don't see any drowned with tridents, we should be okay. This is a really, really good-looking ocean ruin. Alright, let's keep going. But the best way to buff Flygon, which I know 100% will absolutely buff it, is to give it an extra 100 points in all of its base stats. This should result in a Flygon that is slightly more powerful than usual. Flint and steel, hell yes. Glistening melon slices, lodestones. Okay. I now have all of the things required in order to create a nether portal and activate it. All I really need now is to find some surface lava, just for convenience. Also, I really should get a bunch of wool at this point. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick check if there are any villages immediately visible from here. There are not. Okay. Then there's no reason to risk dealing with this. We're just going to keep sailing. As long as I stay on the move, the ocean on a boat is just the safest place I could hope to be. Mobs can't reach me, and the only thing I really need to worry about is a drowned with a trident. And as long as I keep moving, even if a drowned with a trident does spawn, I will probably be out of its range before it can pose any kind of a threat. More dark oak over there. Ooh. Okay, we're actually getting into cold over here. Oh! Here we go. Okay. Alright, Enderman. Perfect. Hello. Let's find a spot where it would be relatively safe to engage you. Oh, sunken ship. Okay, Enderman, I'm near the surface. Alright, you're not interested. You're too far. Oh no, that wasn't a sunken ship, it's just a dirt pile. Let's go a little closer to shore. I don't want to get too close to the Guardians. I would really like to get a couple flint. Made Mamoswine into a pseudo-legendary. Cool. Mamoswine is great. Pretty sure this is a sunken ship. Nope, that's another dirt pile. I am genuinely shocked at how few villages I have found on this run. There we go. There's our first Ender Pearl. Oh, ruined portal. Wait, is that a ruined portal? No, that's a sunken ship. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa! Do you all see that? Oh, hell yes! Holy hell! Oh, now that is luck! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh, we are up to 3 Ender Pearls. Oh, that is so good. Okay, let's get rid of this cod. There's actually one other thing I can do here real quick. Because I'm playing this as cautiously as I can, I do want... There we go. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay, gotcha. Oh, damn, you dropped a bow. Okay, but it's a crappy one. Alright. Since I do want to play very cautiously, when I do get to the end, I want to use a jack-o'-lantern. Blowing things up with creepers is okay, because God knows using creepers is pretty much the only way I'm ever going to reach the stronghold in the first place, so... Okay. Did it drop the jack-o'-lantern? No, it did not. Okay. That is unfortunate, but not surprising. I can always try again later. The mob spawns on this seed have been crazy. A ship that is in this condition will have 3 chests. So the first one is here. Okay, books are worth taking, trim is worth taking, gunpowder. Rest of that's fine. This one is carrots. Okay, I hate to do it, but the goat horn needs to go away. The stone axe needs to go away. Bones still might be useful. Rotten flesh is not going to be useful. I don't think you can even eat glistening melon slices, so... those need to go away as well. Alright, final chest will be in here. And that's iron, emeralds, iron nuggets, lapis, and surface. Don't break the seaweed. Oh, I didn't. I have learned from my mistakes. So I have 10 emeralds right now. With 10 emeralds, if I can find a Fletcher, or if I can make a Fletcher, that is good for 160 arrows. Which is obviously really, really damn good. That is over 2 full stacks of arrows. I really do think I need to start going over land instead of by sea. Yeah, alright. This is where we abandon our boat. Thank you, boat. You served us well. We'll just sprint hop our way across the plains. And along the way, we are going to shear every white sheep that we see. Why only the white sheep? Because white sheep are the most plentiful one on plains, and I want as many solid blocks as I can, but I want them taking up as few inventory slots as possible. So it's best to just collect whatever type of wool is most common for the biome where you're setting yourself up. And I am still genuinely shocked that I have not found another village. You'd make a joke about me only shearing white sheep? Well, if it makes you feel any better, if I set up in the savannas, then I try to prioritize only going after the brown ones. The blacks are generally not common enough in any biome for me to prioritize them, but rest assured that if I start seeing enough blacks in one place, I will absolutely make it to my life's mission to run at them using a sharp object. Because that's just the way that you have to play these games, you know? I see a village over here. I may just have enough blocks to... Cool, you're making us both walk a thin line over here. Nah. I think, honestly, I'm fine. If anything, I need to be more edgy. I'm clearly not, like, causing enough drama and controversy. You know? Like, if I really want to promote my channel and make it big, like, I need to make sure that, like, my behavior is, you know, like, 2 steps removed from blatant, like, war crime propaganda. But, honestly, that kind of maliciousness is... I wouldn't say it's beneath me, but it's hard work, you know? And I'm just not about hard work. Like, I'm too lazy to be that kind of a streamer, to be that kind of a content person. Why would I bother? All it does is make my life more difficult and contribute nothing. Okay. Make absolutely sure I do not break any grass by opening up houses. And make absolutely sure I do not step on any villager farming spots. If I step on a spot that's being tilled, I think it's okay. If I step on a spot that villagers are farming, it will turn that spot from tilled soil to regular soil and cause it to drop whatever crop is planted there. That will count as a failure, and I have lost several attempts by doing that. What I really need is a Fletcher. Also, hello, sir. Come on, Mr. Golem. Thank you, sir. Quill now has PTSD from houseplants, I think. I'm too lazy for most houseplants, to be honest. I have kept cactuses a few times in my life. And the cactus is like a perfect plant for me. Because if I forget it exists for 2 weeks, it does not care in the slightest. If anything, when more attention I pay to it, the more it doesn't want to live anymore. No way to access that. Cactus died because I overwalked. See, exactly. Exactly. Cactuses hate love and attention. There is Badlands over there. That's how most people kill succulents. Ah, Mystic Moth. Hello there. Cole, this is a friend of mine. I can barely remember how we met, and we've known each other for like 20 years. Bread, books. Ruined portal! 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 Be a good one. 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 Be. I'm gonna cut off all your wool. Woohoo! I thought the books were ice cream sandwiches. Oh my god. Well, thanks. Now you've put that in my head. Now I can never see them as books again. I'm not seeing any crying obsidian. I am not seeing... That's a trident! Trident! Where? 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 Where the hell is the jerk with the trident? That's like the single most powerful, most dangerous type of enemy I could be dealing with. Okay, there it is. There it is. Eat. I cannot allow that to live. There it is. Alright, let's go. These things can potentially two-shot you at full armor. I know because they have two-shot me at full armor. Okay, lodestone. What do we got here? We got one. Okay. Okay, we got one lava by that portal. We got a village over here, so we're gonna run there and spend the night. What I really need now is surface lava. I have everything that I need to make it to the end and to succeed at the end. Okay. Come on, man. Nope! Nope! Okay, alright. Alright, I angered an Enderman. We're just gonna have to accept the fact that it's chasing me now. Excuse me. Crap. Excuse me. Let me in. Okay, okay, coal. Coal is good. Bread is good. Snow is good. Potatoes are good. Okay, there's the Enderman. So we're going to run in here. This is the best run I've ever had for Ender Pearls. Are enemy spawns repelled by torches at night? Yes, they still are. Okay, we are up to 4 ender pearls. That is wonderful news. Oh, crap. There's... Crap. Okay, there's another enderman. And he was also still angry. Looks like he disappeared. Okay, is it safe to open this door? Yes. Is it safe to open this door? There's no way to tell, so we're not going to risk it. We've got a furnace, so we're going to let that cook some potatoes while I look around the village. We're still sitting on 13 iron. We could still definitely afford more. Books. Okay. Blast furnace. Smithing table. Here we go. Okay. Let's do this. This is also the first time I have ever gotten to do this. Because now I have fancy armor. Hell yes, fancy armor. Okay, that is the nether portal. There he is. Hello, sir. Bonk. Come along, sir. Come along. Come on. Come on. Come on. Got him. Okay. That was 5 more iron. That's pretty good. I like how the snowy villages just have, like, an ice spire in them. Like, someone in the villages just decided, man, you know what would go great here? A big-ass pile of ice. What type of building is this? Oh, it's a fisherman's shop. Okay. All definitely not hail the ice. Ice sucks. This biome absolutely sucks for this challenge. Okay. We got the potatoes. So now we have 22 baked potatoes. And I am also going to smelt up my kelp. Okay, I don't have any... I don't have any maps, compasses, or redstone. So I can't quite mark the spot of this honestly fantastic nether portal, unfortunately. That is a shame. I would love to be able to find this again, potentially. Damn. Shouldn't be using the furnaces. Are destroying things on purpose. No, I don't think so. I'm not breaking anything. Oh, hey! This house I never went into because I was terrified of it actually had someone open up its door. Nice. The general way I'm thinking is that it has to be something that can appear physically in the overworld and then be broken. Like this ice. I could break it, so I'm not allowed to break it. This block, I could break it, so I can't break it. This layer of ice on top of this block, I could break it, so I can't break it. This grass, I could break it, so I can't break it. It has to actually be something that exists physically in the world. Like, the stuff I'm putting into furnaces is not things that I could place on the ground. And so, therefore, I really don't think qualifies. On one of my runs, I actually found Frostwalker boots in a pillager outpost. And those cause water that you walk across to turn into ice. And I actually really wondered if I should be allowed to use them or not. Because I am creating blocks, but then the ice that you create with Frostwalker boots melts not long after you leave that spot. Meaning that I was bringing blocks into existence, but then also through my own actions, knowingly condemning them to be destroyed. So I did decide after that run that if I found Frostwalker boots again, I will not be allowed to use them while walking on water. I could, however, use them to walk across, say, magma blocks, because Frostwalker boots do let you walk across magma blocks without actually doing anything to hurt the block. They just stop you from taking damage on them. We're going to go up to 27 dried kelp, because I can turn that into dried kelp blocks. What else? What else? What's worth getting rid of, if anything? Sugarcane is sincerely not going to do anything. Tiny bit of paper, really not going to do anything. I do have a golden sword. Let's go ahead and destroy this sword. That'll get me another gold nugget, since we've still got time left on that. Okay. So, I think we're set. We're going to hang out here in the village for a second night. And then we're going to move on, and I'm just going to pick a direction and head that direction as straight as I can, and hope I find surface lava or an end portal. Oh god, yeah. Sleep through the night as quick as I can. This is a new moon. New moons spawn the most enemies. We absolutely do not want to deal with a full moon's worth of enemy spawns. Nice. What do you have? Density 3. Okay. Density 3 book is not going to help me. Alright, I'm going to try heading this direction. We're just going to head east as much as I can. If I do find surface lava, I can always try to navigate back to this position. Although it's not against the rules I've set myself, I am trying to avoid using... coordinates. Unless I really feel like there's no, I have to do this if I'm going to succeed on this run. Like, if I had an extremely unfavorable, nether, and I had to go, 1,000 blocks over mixed terrain in order to find my... nether fortress. At that point, it would be like, yeah, we're just going to take coordinates. Because that's not a case of something I couldn't do without coordinates. But that is a case where not using the coordinates would be foolish. Which is why I'm kind of hoping that I run into a village chest with a compass. Because with the lodestones, if you use a compass on a lodestone, then the compass will point toward that lodestone. Meaning that even in the nether, you can have a compass that points right back to wherever you place that lodestone, which normally I would just do by the portal. And I already see another village. I want to look at something. I'm curious. I never really go below the ice much. Okay, it actually is pretty clear where surface ice is if you're underneath it. In real life, believe it or not, if you get trapped beneath surface ice, it can actually be very, very difficult to easily tell what is water and what is ice. Hence your life being in immediate and severe danger. I'm just full of all kinds of grim, fun facts. Okay, I don't trust this house. Oh, nope. Okay, door's open. It's fine. What have you guys got in here? You've got plenty of bread. Potatoes, beetroot seeds. Any windows? Nope. Okay, then I'm not messing around with that house. Ooh, even more bread. Leather worker. You could give me a dyed tunic, but that doesn't actually do much for me. More houses I can't see into. I'm not going to risk opening their doors. Oh. Okay, you're just a mason. This is it. Okay. Cleric. Perfect. Oh, that is so perfect. Okay. Hey, Iron Golem. Come on, bro. Come on, bruh. Bruh, come on. If this villager walks up behind me and pushes me forward, he will probably push me into that golem. Okay, so I actually have everything I need. Yeah, see that? See that? See that? If I opened that door, it would break that grass, and this run would fail. And that has happened to me several times. You absolute sneaky son of a bitch. Okay. This is great news. Let's head back to that ruined portal. Hello, Smasher! Let's see. Okay, I went east, and that's west. I thought so. So, I'm going to set up a lodestone at that ruined portal. And we're going to tie a compass to it so that I will be able to navigate back to that ruined portal no matter how far away from it I get. So that is officially going to be my area of operation. And it is a fantastic place to set up a base of operations. Because enemies do not spawn on transparent blocks like ice. Meaning that even without setting up a torch, I have a wide radius of safety. It is about as ideal a situation as I could hope for. Assuming that I can find the ruined portal. Which I had thought was this direction, but it could easily be in another direction. Yeah, it has been a little bit while, Smasher. I'm glad to see you back. Okay. Whoop. 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 I may need... I should have taken... Oh, right. I haven't placed my crafting table yet. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to want more buckets. For once in my life, I actually have enough wood to do some pretty practical things. Oh. Oh, the portal wasn't on ice. Okay, that's unfortunate. How much wood do I have? I still have 11 and no sticks. Okay. I think it's still going to be okay. For my first time ever with this challenge, I am actually going to set up a base area. Which just goes to show how well this run has been going. Now, I don't want to risk anything blowing up, so we're going to make a crafting table here. Okay, if I make this chest, I'd be down to 3 wood. No, I I don't think it's worth it. But I do want the compass. And then I do want a lodestone. And I want a compass pointing to the lodestone. Okay. Let's get rid of all these extraneous blocks. I'm not going to need the redstone dust anymore. Dried kelp blocks can actually be useful. Two more iron ingots. Gold nugget. Whoops. Okay. So, let me think here. This is block 1, 2, 3. So, this one here... Alright. So, 1, 2, 3... Okay. This always makes me nervous. So we want to put these together. So this is where it is super risky. You see how there's like grass and stuff around? If I let the water or the lava flow out freely, it will spread, it will hit these spots, and destroy them. Crap! Nope. Okay. Right. I forgot. It actually needs to be, like, above it. There we go. Okay. The first additional piece of... Oh. I could have literally put it here instead. Okay, so I've already started making this bigger than it needs to be. That's probably a bad thing. Let's make 4 more buckets. Just so I have them. And now I can freely explore wherever I want because I can find my way back here easily. But first things first, let's go rest back in town again. Now that I don't have to worry about ever losing this location. I don't actually need that much more lava to finish that portal. Crap. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Okay. Ooh, bread. And potatoes. Which means that I had never opened this door before. Which means that there was a very real chance that if I could have ended my run by opening that door, if there had been grass behind it. Without realizing it, I just undertook an exceedingly risky maneuver. but that's okay. What do we have over here? Who knows? I've got more than enough food to handle just about any situation. So the only thing I'm really missing is lava. I've got 5 buckets I could carry lava back in. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If I do it perfectly, then 5 lavas is enough to finish the portal. Because we've got the whole bottom and one whole side finished. I've basically gotten enough of everything. Really, the only thing I need is obsidian. And the only ways I'm going to get obsidian are, 1, by using water buckets on lava buckets. 2, by finding obsidian blocks in a ruined portal chest. Or 3, sometimes, quite rarely, you can find obsidian in the chest of a village blacksmith. Those are the only 3 methods by which I can finish this portal and head to the Nether. And that's when it gets hard. Or possibly laughably easy. I also really still want to find a couple of flint. Which, as far as I know, the only way to get flint would be from... chests at ruined portals. Because with the flint, I can make fletching tables, and with fletching tables, I can turn villagers into fletchers, and from fletchers, I can trade for arrows at 16 arrows per emerald. I feel like I've gone back to the area where I left my boat. And I don't even know if that's right. I might have gone in a completely different direction. I'm going to try and keep myself to open areas. How's my armor? Okay, armor durability is fine. Yep. Lava pool, ruined portal, flint. Those are the 3 things to advance. No sign of anything. And not really anywhere good to go that's open. So I should probably stick to Frozen Ocean as much as I can. At least that's safe to maneuver across. Will you be playing Silksong when it releases? No. Not when it first releases. No, I will not. Silksong is apparently not sending out any review copies And I fully believe that a game that is not sending out any early review copies absolutely has a reasonable justification for waiting until reviews come out before making any purchasing decision whatsoever, regardless of the reputation of the company behind it. So I'm sure I'll get around to Silk Song at some point, but no, I will not be touching it at its initial release. Not that I have any specific concern about the game's quality or anything. I simply think that there are certain actions that people take which result in certain reasonable consequences. And I think a reasonable consequence for not sending out early release copies to anyone is that the casual consumer should be appropriately wary. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lava. I want to check on top of this hill real quick, just to see if maybe a ruined portal will become visible. Nope, no sign of ruined portals. Okay. Alright, in that case, let's follow the compass back. And then we will find out how much I suck at creating these portals out of lava and water. Because I am not good at it, and on multiple occasions I have rendered a portal unusable by creating obsidian where I didn't mean to, or nearly unusable by creating cobblestone where I didn't want any. Meaning that it would only be possible to use the portal if I lured creepers to it to blow up the cobblestone. I'm also pretty wary about heading into the Nether without any arrows. But might work out. And honestly, it's cool enough in here right now. I can turn off the air conditioner for the first time in the past 2 hours. Once I get back to the portal, I'm going to take like a quick 3-minute break, turn the oven on to start getting heated up for dinner, run to the bathroom, top off my liquidation supplies. Somehow I didn't notice the size of the AC until it's off. The human brain is fantastic at filtering out stimulus which is present but not relevant. Ow. And if I find any more sheep along the way, let's get rid of that nugget. We are entering a very risky time. It is about to be night. Tonight, I am going to be having a margarita pizza. So, looking forward to that. I consider myself something of a pizza connoisseur. There is pretty much no pizza place within like 20 miles of my house that I have not tried. And I've tried basically every frozen brand and variety there is. This is actually one that I have not sampled before, so I'm looking forward to it. And it looks like we're going to pass right through that village on the way back, too. So we'll be able to reach daytime, but we're going to eat before we keep going. If my hunger dropped a little more, I wouldn't have been able to sprint. And the last thing you want to happen is running out of sprint at an inopportune time. Damn it. Okay. The guy shot me. I don't trust you. No, Mason! Get out of the bed! I need it! God, you insolent little jerk. Okay, let's keep going. We're almost back to the portal. Boing, 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 boing. Yep, meow. So many cats in this game. Not too long ago in history, cats were considered not much more than pests. They were tolerated, but generally not bothered being actually kept as pets. And if they got too bothersome, they would just, deal with them the way you deal with any pest. Cats fascinate me. Should play this game stoned sometime. I don't really have any interest in playing anything in an altered mind state. I don't know. I have such a limited experience with drugs anyway. There was like the one time I tried weed and it didn't do. I mean, it obviously had an effect, but there was nothing about my experience with it that I would consider to have been positive. That isn't to say that it was negative. There was nothing about the experience that was particularly negative, but made my eyes quite sensitive, and the restriction to my short-term memory was something that was extremely noticeable to me, and I found that aspect to be rather annoying. But aside from those two effects, I really did not experience much in the way of symptoms that I noticed. And if those are the symptoms that I can expect to experience when I use marijuana, I simply don't have any real interest in doing it anymore. I wouldn't outright refuse trying the experiment again, but nor do I have any particular motive to think that it would be interesting or worth my time. Oh, God damn it! God damn it! You asshole. Do you have any idea how much of my time you wasted? It wasn't much, but I'm still gonna be upset about it. There is a lava pool less than 100 blocks from this portal. It's literally right there. That little patch of stone. Okay. So, we only need it to be 2 wide. So... we do this and that. Okay. Now, we do it again. No, 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 no. Don't. Don't. Okay, okay. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Alright, does anyone see any seeds? If anyone sees any seeds, it means I broke grass. I don't see any seeds. I don't see any seeds. Okay, alright, new plan. New plan to be less stupid. Okay. Alright, even if water gets out, it shouldn't be able to reach anywhere. It shouldn't be able to reach anywhere. Okay. Alright. Okay, okay, we're safe, we're safe, we're safe. We're safe. I've lost 2 runs from that one. Twice I have had a run die because of that. Okay. Next lava. There we go. Okay. So that is 1, 2, that is 3 blocks tall. So now we just need 2 blocks here, and then this portal is usable. Okay. So... yes. Okay. I think this is going to be my second attempt that I make it to the Nether. Alright. All I have to do is not screw that up one more time. That is a functional Nether portal. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm going to take the buckets with me. Actually, let's take a fire starter, just in case of the worst case scenario. Otherwise, let's pretty much leave all of our stuff here. We are taking our golden pants in case we run into any piglings. Drop that. Okay. Let's grab the sand. Alright. And with that, it's time for my quick break. So, like 3 minutes, it'll be fine. And then it's Nether time. Okay. Okay. I am just about ready to head into the Nether. Now, my plan was to basically do this stream for 2 hours or until I died. Now, obviously, I am not stopping, because this is going great, and I'm going to keep up the momentum. However, I'm going into true gamer mode now. So what does that mean? First off, it means the air is back on. Secondly, it means that the pants have come off. We need maximum comfort level. Third, it means that my drink has been refilled. And finally, it means that instead of the margarita pizza tonight, I have instead opted for pure gamer food. I am currently heating up the oven to cook chicken nuggets. We are actually going to put in full effort here. This will only be the second time in 35 attempts that I have gone into the Nether. And, strange as this may be to hear, the other time I went to the Nether was my first attempt. 34 attempts have gone by since the last time I set foot into the Nether. Now, I don't know if I'm actually going to be doing the Nether part right now, or if I am going to be setting foot in there, saying screw that, and then going back out to prepare some more. It really depends what kind of terrain we are dealing with. But let's at least get, honestly, I've got the space for this. Yeah, I think I have to do this. Okay. So I can make 3 fences. Okay. Okay, the fences are all right. I need a place where I can keep some sheep. But I can't break any of the grass. Oh, Okay, well, obviously we can't have them set foot on magma blocks either. Okay. Okay. So then, a fence, and a fence. We can then make a carpet, which I can use to jump in there. Alright, let's go wait through the night. Then we are going to get all of the sheep in this area into that little pen. And then we are going to seal the pen behind us. And then we're going to start breeding the sheep. I am going to set this up beforehand under the assumption that I'm going to need a crap load of blocks. Even if I don't need a crap load of blocks for the nether, even if I'm really lucky with my nether generation, I am definitely going to need multiple stacks of blocks when I go to the end. So consider this future-proofing. Hello. Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me, gentlemen. Hello, spiders. I appreciate that you're all a lot nicer by daytime. Creepers, why don't you go ahead and hold off on spawning until I need you? Because eventually I'm going to have to find the stronghold. The stronghold is underground. Deep underground. I cannot mine. My only way to find the stronghold, well, to reach the stronghold, is going to be to have creepers continuously do explosions. You are correct. Wool is extremely flammable. It's not good for the nether. But it's also the only completely reproducible, farmable, solid block that I have access to under my current rule set, as far as I am aware. Oh, god damn it. Okay, we're getting the cow's attention, too. Hello, David. Welcome to the stream. I think it is just the 4 sheep in this area. Alright, come on, sheep. Yeah, wool is definitely not the most ideal block for the nether. But it's what I got. So I am going to do my best to not let any wool burn, but that is obviously an impossible task. So we're just going to have to accept that sometimes wool burns, and there's just really nothing that we can do about that. Okay. That's fine. Alright. The animals are now completely sealed in. Perfect. Now, what I need to do is get the cows dead. Yeah, probably Iron Axe is just the easiest way to do that. I have a feeling this nether will end the run very quick. It very well might. Okay. Okay, all cows are dead. And now we start to breed the sheep. Wait. Okay. So we need a carpet here instead. There we go. Thank God that shears don't automatically clip grass. Otherwise, this would be pretty much impossible. So, in case you don't know this, do explosions from the gas, yay or nay? I do not cause gas explosions, so I cannot be held responsible for the results of gas explosions. So, in case you don't know this trick, in case you don't want to deal with gates, if you place a fence and then a carpet on it, you can jump on top of the fence, but animals can't. So we now have a safe, farmable spot for all of our little friends. Oh yeah, there's a lot of oldest tricks in the book in Minecraft. But there's so many oldest tricks in the book that not everybody knows all of them. Alright. Let's check it out. Compass. We're going to set you right here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and load stone and compass as soon as we're in, and then scout the terrain. Okay, Basalt Delta. That is not good. This is a very not good bit of terrain. Namely because of that. So, first priority, scout for nether fortresses. Okay, this is actually a rather sizable area of Basalt Delta. So that's a problem. Come on, buddy. I know you're going to try it. Okay. We need another fortress, and we need another fortress quickly. And preferably close. Okay. I am wearing the right stuff. Hello, sir. Let's do some quick trades. Okay, bricks. Bricks don't really help me. Forest over there. Wait, what did you drop that time? I didn't even see what you dropped that time. Okay. There, go get that. Crap. Okay. What? Gravel. Okay, gravel's good. Keep an eye on that ghast. Okay, arrows. Arrows! Spectral arrows. Okay, that's pretty good. Warped Forest could be a good place for ender pearls. Good point. What was that? String. Where the hell do you even get string around here? Okay, Crying Obsidian. That's good for an indestructible block. And regular obsidian. Okay. Not... Alright, he's close enough. He's gonna aggro. I'm gonna call that BS on that one not hitting back. It just occurred to me that I should not try to hit back any of the ghast attacks. Because I don't know where the projectiles will land. And at that point, I am definitely the one who's breaking things. So it's okay if ghasts blow up stuff around me, but try not to hit anything back. There's a good chance you did break blocks with that one hit. I mean, I see an area of fire, but we can't technically prove. You could try rewatching the footage, but since I'm not going down there, I can't confirm if that's a ghast hit or not, if that's a ghast hit or not. Hoglins. Crap. Okay. I'm trying not to even put out any fires. God damn that ghast. Watch that say there's a 90% chance you did break blocks. I would agree with that. However, I am not walking over there, so we can't actually confirm that it happened. All I have to do is never walk toward that spot. If we can never evaluate it, we can never prove that the damage there was the result of my actions. Oh, boy. This is rough terrain. Wait, is that brick? What is that? Is that a bastion? Is that a bastion, or is that just, like, an area of basalt? That is a very, very vertical bastion. Okay, so how can I get down? We're gonna work our way toward the bastion for loot. Oh, God. That means I'll have to find a way into the bastion without breaking anything. And if necessary, escape a bastion without breaking anything. Oh, that's gonna be a pain. There was a place where fire, exactly where the fireball landed, but I couldn't see. It looked like before the ghast hit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If we can rewatch the footage, if we can find even a single frame of that exact spot which did not have fire before I fought the Ghast, then I will absolutely honor it, and I will end this run. Absolutely. I will not argue that. However, I have very specifically made sure that I don't think there was any vision on that spot prior to the Ghast fight. So, oh, right. Because it's gravel. So I am going to say that because we cannot prove that something I did broke a block there, it's okay. Also, because the whole thing about being responsible for where gas shots end up was something I literally just came up with after arriving here. Oh, we actually have a very easy way in. Oh, okay. Okay. Not ideal. This is definitely not ideal terrain. Nope. Crap! Well, there we go. I was two-shot by a Piglin Brute in full iron armor, and that is the end of the run. That's just the way it goes, you know? And with that, let me actually swap this here real quick. There we go, back to the monitor display. I started recording my failures after run 16. So, failure 35, killed by Piglin Brute in a bastion in full iron armor. So, yeah. There's all the failures that I've been managing to keep track of so far. As you can see, it's been a bit rough. Yeah, I agree. No more bastions. Bastions are not going to work. Also, as I learned from failure number 27, no more woodland mansions and vindicators. But to be fair, in run 27, that's because I found a woodland mansion like 10 minutes in, and morbid curiosity had me go in knowing full well it was suicide. Still, this was a great run. This is the best run I've yet done. You know, if we had spawned close to another fortress, I would already be fighting blazes. So, yep, it's all good. I actually want to spectate this a little bit. Let's see. Does it let me spectate much, or does it just lock me in hardcore? Because I would love to, okay. So it really doesn't want to show me anything else of the world other than just the immediate area for the spectation purposes. That's fine. I actually want to take a look around this world a little bit. Just for fun, let's actually take a quick look And let's see how screwed we were for a nether fortress. Okay, so here is where I died. Hello, Eli. I failed the run. At this point, we're just looking around to see what sort of stuff was here. So there was... Man, this bastion goes really deep. Okay, that's kind of absurd. So we were basically never going to find anything useful out of this bastion anyway. Unless there was something over here. Okay, if I turned right, we would have been in here. Oh, God, yeah, that's... I would have seen this interior and turned around. How did you die? A Vindicator. This guy, I believe. Jerk. Anyway, let's take a look. How close was the nearest nether portal? Uh, 565 blocks away. So, this direction. This direction. Are you good at Minecraft? I think I am reasonably okay at Minecraft. So, the closest nether fortress would have involved going... basically all the way... all the way over here. We were not even remotely close to a nether fortress. Not close in the slightest. We were so far away from a nether fortress, I'm having trouble finding a path there. I don't think there was a path there. Yeah, this is all basically solid rock. So, the closest nether... Oh, no, it's more this way. So, the closest nether fortress was all the way over here. I would not have found this. I would not have found this at all. The goal is to beat Minecraft on hardcore. It's to beat the Ender Dragon without breaking any blocks, without breaking any grass. Basically, if there is a block in the overworld which in some way can be broken, like breaking these blocks, breaking this grass, breaking this mushroom, putting out a fire, if there is a block in the overworld that can be interacted with that causes that block to cease to exist, I can't do it. With the exception of moving liquids via buckets. It is extremely hard. And yeah, this fortress, this was not going to go well. This was not going to go well at all. But that's okay, you know? Because I had a fantastic run, and, I mean, we're not even 50 failures into it yet. So, who knows? Maybe the next one will be better. But, so what I have been doing at this point is I'm basically just playing through these worlds with my mic off and my camera on. And eventually, one of them is going to succeed, or one of them is going to do something really interesting. When that does happen, I will have the footage, but the vast majority of that footage is not going to have voiceover. Simply because trying to force myself to come up with like that much dialogue and things to say and then discarding it over and over and over is insane. So eventually there will be a video of me succeeding in this task, and most of that video will have no commentary. But at least I will have proof that I succeeded. And honestly, that is enough to satisfy me. And I hope when I do eventually succeed, I hope it will be entertaining for you as well. So, thank you all so much for being here. I always appreciate it. I love doing this. Be here tomorrow morning for more Terraria. My first time playing Terraria. I actually just accessed hard mode last week, so I'm going to have an absolutely miserable time because the whole thing about spreading terrain is just a load of bullshit that I don't want to have to deal with, and now I do. So, yeah, if you want to be here for that, that'll probably be my last Terraria stream because I don't enjoy hard mode. It's at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So, yeah. The stream is there and scheduled, so if you check my channel in the live tab, you can see the stream, and it will have the time adjusted for you locally. And then on Sunday morning, same time, I will be doing my usual weekly RPG Maker stream, where the primary focus is going to be designing the mechanics for the most intricate multi-phase boss fight I have ever built. And I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be great. So thank you all so much for being here. I will see you all on the next one. And it is time to make the sound to summon the end of the stream. Wow, 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 wow.